Welcome to the Canoga Park Youth Art Center's new series, Art Appreciation, where each class will look into an artist or a group of artists and we'll learn something about their art, who they were, and why it's important we know them. And for the spring session, we're doing women artists and highlighting them and their contributions. Today, we're going to study the artist Cindy Sherman, who's best known for her photography. And when I show you her photographs, I think you'll know why. I really like this artist for a number of reasons, but primarily because we can make art like this. If you have a smartphone, you can make art like this too. Let's take a look at some of Cindy's work. There's a picture of Cindy Sherman. Now, that's probably the only time you're going to really recognize her because she's a self-portrait photographer. That means she takes pictures of herself, but she uses costumes and backgrounds to really change the photographs. She's kind of done a number of different types. Here's an example of a series she did that were untitled movie stills. So she would try to create an old black and white movie and try to create one moment in time. And during these black and white movies, women had particular roles. So when she copies this pattern, she's referring back to the roles women had in some of these films and the positions they found themselves in. And what I like best about this is that you're left wondering, what's going on? What is she thinking about? What is that thing in her hand? So it leaves you a lot of room to wonder too. The second picture from the same series of untitled movie stills, we see another intriguing shot. What's going on? Why is she there? She looks distressed. She looks wet. Why is she wet? So she's telling part of a narrative, but a very small piece of it, like a tiny, like one page of a storybook. And we're left to figure out the rest. Another picture of her film stills is this one. So back in the day, where this photograph is referencing to, when women moved to the city, it was a big thing. They left their family, they moved to their city. The city was considered dangerous. They always had to be on the lookout and they had to find their jobs and establish their lives. So again, we're left wondering, did she just move there? Is somebody following her? Is she confused about her address? So there's a lot that we can bring to this. Now, another one of the series she does is that she takes women and she puts them in these backgrounds. And remember, this is her. All of these photographs are her. Sometimes she even goes as a guy. I'll show you that picture later. So she's referring back now to the frontier days. And we have this frontier background going on and the role that women played back in those days, which is very different, but very much alike as the roles they play now. They were in charge of the food, of the house, of getting the firewood. Life was much more difficult back then, so pioneer women were very strong women. Now, here's one. She did a whole series on clowns, and I know we all think clowns can be kind of creepy. Most people think clowns can be kind of creepy, but she made her clown portraits where clowns were wearing regular clothes, but still had their clown makeup on. Like it was an actual portrait, like when you go to school and you have your portrait taken for class. So she's kind of trying to treat these clowns like, no, this is really how this clown is. Here's another one of the clowns. So you can see she's wearing like a regular outfit, but she's got her clown makeup on. So it's like she's treating it like these people are clowns all the time. She did another series of photographs where she put women in very opulent or very like rich environments. And this refers back to, again, in history, where women's roles were more clearly defined as housekeeper, as mother, as the person who ran the house. And so in some ways, she's referring back to that. But remember, she's dressing in costumes and she's setting up this scene. She gets a backdrop, she gets the furniture. Let's see her as a cowgirl. So here she is as a cowgirl. Now, you'll notice that there's this recurring theme that even though this is fun, playing dress up and finding sets and things to add to your picture, there's still thought in there about what these things are referring to. And again, you know, the women who lived in pioneer times, they were made of strong stuff. They had high expectations. It was tough to survive out there. Now, remember I told you I was going to show her as a guy, and yes, that is Cindy Sherman as a guy, and he's wearing a shirt that has one of her photographs on it. And he's kind of standing there like, I'm the lord of the land here, this is my mansion, and I'm standing in my front yard, and I'm one of the rich people. Cindy Sherman had a lot to say. She made a lot of photographs, and she's still making photographs. I know a lot of the artists we study have already passed, but Cindy hasn't. And I think Cindy, in so many ways, made an impression on the art world. But for children and for kids, and in today's technology, you guys can do this. Go to a thrift store, buy some fun things, play dress up, go outside or go inside it and make a set. Put some tents around. It's a fun project, and you guys can experience a little bit of the joy that Cindy Sherman did when she made her photographs. Well, I hope you enjoyed learning about the artist Cindy Sherman. Thanks for joining us here at the Canoga Park Youth Arts Centers and our series on art appreciation. We'll see you again with a new woman artist.